Good everyone, on today's video. Today we have a event vehicles episode on the Fw-189 A-1. This was a old Operation Summer vehicle from 2016. I still remember the grind for this thing. It wasn't actually that bad compared to some of the events nowadays. And this vehicle is quite surprisingly fun. This is the plane that actually got me my first 9-kill game. It was disgusting because it was against pretty much nothing but gladiators and freaking CR-42s and stuff. Not exactly what you would call, shall we say, the best, but it had to be done because otherwise we would have lost and that team needed to be carried like a kicking child. But, you know, that's just how some teams are these days, even at the higher tiers. So the Fw-189 can actually be purchased on the marketplace for around 30 Gaijin coin, and whilst it isn't worth that much, if you have it spare, definitely pick this thing up because you're going to be very surprised at what this thing can do. Now, of course, in-game it is classified as a light bomber, which, that's pushing it, the word bomber, but this thing doesn't function like that. Because whilst we do have some offensive guns, and of course some rearward-facing guns, this thing is extremely maneuverable. Let's put it this way, I've beaten Ice Shacks, I've beaten Spitfires, I have beaten a lot of aircraft in this thing. It is ridiculous of how maneuverable it is. And I know some people are thinking, Joe, it's a twin-engine, twin-boom aircraft, it's not that agile. Trust me, it is. Now, the only problems with this vehicle, at least in my opinion, are the vulnerable to ripping flaps because they're very easy to rip off the aircraft, and the extremely poor dive speed. In other words, you could probably be, let's just say, you could probably be outdived by a pea shooter, which is kind of embarrassing, but still, it's not very good in a dive. But other than that, this thing is extremely maneuverable. And of course, as I said, calling it a light bomber with these 450-kilogram bombs is a bit of a push, but, well, you're forced to take these anyway, so I just am going to bring them along for the ride, and they should be okay. But otherwise, pretty normal belt setup for your 792s. Let's get cracking, because this thing is a lot of fun, and I forgot to turn off US servers. I was playing on US last night because I couldn't get Matchmaker for some reason, and, well, it's always been a problem with Gaijin servers, but, yeah, I was having server issues last night, and it was a pain in the bum, let's put it that way. Alright, this is probably an up tier, so we're not going to change anything because, well, Uni on the 792 is the best belt, and APT has always been the best belt for turrets. This used to be a 3 API belt, not a 2 APT, 2 API, but they changed it because people didn't like the fact this thing was spitting out incendiary rounds like the world was ending. And it looks like a 6v6, although that can change. That can easily change. So we don't need to jump to conclusions just yet. Now, as good as this is quite a big map and this is a slow plane, I will jump ahead in a moment, but I'm just trying to... Okay, so it's 3... What the hell's the F2 these days? I can never remember. Is it 3-0? Yeah, thought so. So we're in a 3-0 match, and, well, this thing used to be 1.7 at one point. And then me, Harry, and a bunch of others got this thing up tiered, and it was quite funny. But yeah, since this is going to take quite a while, as you can probably tell by this thing's airspeed, it's not exactly a speed demon. I will see you all once we get into some action. Welcome back. I've just climbed back through the clouds, and we've got company. And remember my video where I talked about in the Corsair, I think it was a sub-request? Where DB7s are either aggressive or toxic. This guy's aggressive, and this thing doesn't deal with DB7s very well. Luckily, this thing is extremely agile, so I can just dodge out of the way without even really trying, because this thing's just outmaneuverable. Like I said though, this thing can't really deal with a DB7 unless it's in a head-on, and even then, the DB7 has better guns for that. So you've got to take that into consideration. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I don't really want to find out, because I can tell you right now, that's not a bomber. That appears to be an interceptor of some kind. And if it's what I think it is, I definitely don't want to mess with it. P40 down there, that's fine. What is that? Is that a MiG? No, it can't be a MiG. We're not facing the Russians. What the heck could be climbing that well? Okay, that's my problem. And here comes the DB7 again, so we're going to have to get a bit physical with the old maneuvers. They see this thing because it's old and rare, and they want to have a crack at it. DB7's keeping his speed up, but like I say, this thing's so agile, we can dodge both of them. It's just that ridiculous. P39, where's that P40 gone? There he is. I'm going to try and get rid of these bombs whilst we've got a chance. Because, I mean, 200 kilograms isn't going to make a huge difference. But it might, so I'd rather get rid of them now. There we go. Like I say, our only chance against the DB7 is the head-on, but he's got better guns than we do. Well, he's got more of them, I should say. P63, that's another plane I don't want to mess with, but again, we don't have much of a choice. Ooh, that was close. Should be able to reverse our turn here. So we got hits on the artillery and killed one. Problem is now is our team is not doing their job. But this thing has a good roll rate, so we're using that. Where's he gone? There he is. This is what happens when a tired / sleepy Joe is flying a Fw-189. Alright, P63 is coming, so we can't stick on this P39. They really want me today, Jesus. You can see what I mean about the rip speed, though, because this thing's nearly ripping itself to pieces, even during a slight dive to dodge an enemy. Oh, for God's sake, is that friendly? That isn't, though. That's a P40. Like I said, don't really want to stick in head-ons, because this thing has a glass nose, similar to the DB7. No, you don't. Saw that coming, son. Where's that P40? P40's coming around. Okay. That's fine. Now we can put this thing's maneuverability to work. P39's coming back. P40 is engaged, so we'll use this opportunity to attack the P39. Now, if the P39 pilot actually played it smart, he would whoop our ass. But he's not playing it smart, so we completely outturn him now. On top of old Sparky! All covered in fail. I mean, at least we get an engine damage. There we go. Okay, he's dealt with. God, we've had some right maneuvers today, and that took most of our ammo. That is quite sad. That's just what happens when Gaijin does gun nerfs, and yeah, they do that a lot. Might not even have the ammo to put down his P40. But to be fair, P40s are less durable than P39s in my experience. Although P39s with their wing tanks can be quite vulnerable, but I didn't bother aiming for that. I needed to put his engine out of commission because, well, he leaves us for dead. But to be fair, a Gladiator could outrun this thing. But as you saw there, the maneuverability of this thing is extremely good. Like, if you want to be dancing like a ballerina, this thing definitely does that, but it's just a speed. Like, we're doing less than 200 miles an hour right now. Well, true airspeed. People use IAS, which is instrumented airspeed. Which means it's not a bad thing, it's just okay. I'm going to take that down as a maneuver kill. If you disagree with me and think that's not a maneuver kill, put it in the comments. because I think that should count, because I technically forced him to maneuver and crash because he was shit scared of this thing. There we go. Well, I thought that was a player then. It's not. So the only guy left is the very aggressive DB7 player. Which is not surprising, to be honest. There we go. I'll take that. It's a nice easy bot kill. But yeah, when this thing first came out, it was kind of crazy how good it was. And then people started to learn how to counter it. And now that it's been like 7 years since this thing actually came out, not many people know how to counter this thing unless you're experienced. And in that case, good luck, because if you don't know how to counter this thing, it will hand you your ass. Because people think it's twin engine, twin boom, it's not very maneuverable. Trust me, it is. And there goes one of our teammates to a bot. Wonderful. So we've only got a 111 left, that Fw-189 over there, and me. And I have 240 bullets. I might just have to full commit head-on against the DB7 just to get it over and done with, because I really don't want to fight a DB7 in a prolonged dogfight. Like, I beat it in a dogfight, that's not the problem. Like I say, it's just the guns. I got an engine, that we can confirm. I did get an engine. But he's still going to be faster than us. Because the sad part is even with a dead engine that he has, his single engine produces more horsepower than both of mine put together. I have around, I think, 900 horsepower total. He has 1200. And I have web, which gets me to my 900, as I said. But, yeah, this is not exactly ideal. And obviously I'm approaching from behind a DB7, which is also not ideal. And I think he's trying to run towards his runway, because he's heading in that direction. I don't get paid enough for this shit. I really don't. I got a pay rise at work a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to bother chasing him, because he's just going to run back to his runway, and yeah, we're going to be mucking around like this for the next few minutes, I reckon. Or he could be turning back. I'm not sure what he's doing. Is he turning towards me or away from me? No, he's turning towards me, so let's swing it back round. I think he's swinging it back round towards me anyway. I'm just going to aim for the other engine and shoot him down. Is he coming this way? No, he's not. That's unfortunate. Right, well, I'm going to get the rest of this ammo out, because, well, we're not really going to be doing much now, because he's just going to sit there. I'm also going to fly back to base, get some bombs and stuff, more bullets, etc., and a slight fix on the tail. And, well, if he bends it, trying to land us on one engine DB7, I'll let you all know once we're back in the hangar if that happens. But otherwise, I will see you all in just a moment. Well, welcome back. As you can probably tell, the DB7's swinging it back round after getting a few ground targets. He's still quite far behind on tickets, though. He's been running around bombing medium tanks right now, and, well, he's going back to his fighter mode. I've got a Fw-189 backing me up, but this should be pretty open and closed, but, well, considering how aggressive he is, that may not be the case. Let's get rid of some of these bombs. You don't need bombs to take out an AA piece, but, well, why not? Looks like they got a number on each other, but the DB7 actually won that head-on, which is surprising. Okay, so in that case, we're going to have to try and strike whilst we've got the chance. He's probably just going to run back to his base, because that's all he's been doing. And I had a look at his player card. There's a good reason why he's doing that, because he's one of those... You know, sorts of types that likes to play low-tier bombers and like barely 2.3 fighters and just sit in that BR padding their stats. Yeah, he's one of those types. But that's why I'm not going to let him have the win, because I don't care if this takes my whole time, I will make sure that he doesn't win. Sure, he's killed one player. But, yeah. You're not adding this win to your tally, my friend. Alright, swing the cone turret. Just keeping an eye on him. He's going back for another engine because he's scared of me. That's why. Whoa, that was close. Got the medium tank. That's good. But now it's just a case of shooting ground targets until they're dead at this point, because, well, he's not going to fight again until his engine is repaired, because that's all he's been doing, and plus he wants to preserve his KD. Because, yes, he also preserves his KD as well. And, yeah, we're just going to get the win the old-fashioned way, because, well, when you deal with a player like this, you don't have much of a choice. And, oh, he's binned it. He didn't even know how to land. Congratulations, you're an idiot. Wasting my time like that. But there you go, that's what the Fw-189 can do. Wasn't exactly the most generous match in terms of kills, but I've never really been about that. I always look for something that's a bit exciting, and well, that was actually quite fun, I must admit. That was a fun little match. But yeah, if you do want to get this plane, just bear in mind that Gaijin have slipped this thing with a nerf bat, as with pretty much every plane in the game at the minute. So don't expect your guns to be doing huge amounts of damage, but, I mean, is it really a downside when you can practically turn fight anything at that BR? No, I don't think so. But, you know, it would be nice if the guns weren't nerfed, because then you can actually get some work done, but, oh well. I mean, I rarely drag this thing out anyways. On a side note as well, you probably won't be able to get this camouflage if you choose to buy this thing on the marketplace. This is only unlockable throughout the event. I'm not sure if this skin exists anymore, and I don't think it was a coupon, if memory serves me correctly, so I don't think you'll be able to get this skin, but I prefer to fly it in this skin anyway. But on that note, I'm going to leave it all for today. I hope you enjoyed that match, and I will see you all on the next one.